feeling drawn to talk about self-love today. Something that I've been focusing on for quite a while now because it's been one of the things that I've struggled with most for all my life. I grew up really not liking how I looked. I thought I looked plain. For most of my teenage years, I thought I had the figure of a boy. And I always felt that everyone else was so much more glamorous than me, and I was just plain and ordinary. And as I got out of school and into work and getting out of that kind of where everyone needs to fit in, I did find my feet and I found things that I was really good at, and I got lots of praise from the people that I worked with. But deep down, I really didn't have a lot of self-esteem. Not the kind where I really approved of myself. Not the kind where I really fully accepted myself. There were so many bits I didn't like. And recently, I've been being led on a journey of self-love and self-acceptance. And it really takes some radical practices. Putting yourself first is something that we are not taught to do. I was brought up in the Christian faith, and what was always repeated over and over and over again at Sunday school and as you were growing up was God first, others second, and yourself last. And that really is how I have lived my entire life to this point, where my needs have always come last. And it kind of works out okay for a while. And you can make people happy around you by doing things that are nice for them. You can show as much love as possible to the people around you. You can get praise for the selfless things that you do, and it works out okay. But if any of those things fall away and life changes, or the praise stops, or you're doing something that actually other people don't agree with, then you have to start challenging ideas instead of just accepting other people's expectations of you. Self-love becomes something really core to being able to step out on your own and really find out what really lights you up. Step out and find out what it is that is buried inside you that has been obscured by everyone else's wants and needs. And I was listening to a lovely meditation this morning that a friend gave me that was talking about taking all the love that you normally show to other people and turning it inward and recognizing their true nature as you look inward, that true spark of divine source that lives in each one of us that needs to be nurtured and not denied and not pushed down. And as I practice more self-love, it has so many implications for how I live, because I realise that so much of the time I'm reaching out to see what everyone else needs first before I actually ask myself what I need. And yet I can't fully step up and be there for other people until I have met my own needs, because then I give from a place of absolute abundance instead of scraping the bottom of the barrel for the last dregs of sustenance that I can find to give someone else. And I was chatting to someone yesterday, and we were talking about the motivations behind helping other people. And a lot of times helping other people for me has actually been about making myself feel better. I think a lot of people do that. And it's not a terrible motivation. Lots of people do charity work, they help others, out of a sense of they feel good about themselves whenever they do it. But whenever we do that, if the motivation is to help us feel good, then it's not really doing a selfless act. It's not really doing something out of love. It's doing something with an expectation that you'll get something back in return. And whenever we do something where it's meant to make you feel good whenever you're doing it, all it takes is for someone to not appreciate the help that you give. And then it all backfires. And if we're given from a place of wanting thanks, or given from a place expecting that someone will then go and do something else or have a certain set of behaviours based on the thing that you've done to help them, it can really leave you feeling a bit useless and a bit unfulfilled if you are giving from that place of need yourself. And so being able to fulfill your own needs, being able to turn that love inwards first, wow, it makes such a difference. And I've been realising as well just how difficult it is to accept love, really, because whenever you don't love yourself completely, whenever you don't accept yourself completely, sometimes you really wonder what other people see in you. And as I've made some amazing new friends recently, I feel so much love coming from them, and they so outwardly share their love with me. And sometimes it really feels uncomfortable. Sometimes it feels like I'm really not worthy to accept it. Sometimes I'm feeling like I really have to breathe into it and allow myself to expand just a little bit, just to let that love in, because there's part of me who wants to go, don't be silly, I'm just normal, I'm not worthy of this love. And it's really easy to feel like you're not worthy of love, especially when you're not showing it to yourself. And the problem is that when we're not showing that love to ourselves, we miss out on so much, because we live in a universe that is all loving. And it is only the lack of love that leads to the pain and suffering and selfish behaviours that we see around us. That's just a lack of love that leads to that. And the transformation that can take place when we actually open ourselves up and understand that we are truly deserving of love, and that love has to start with your love for yourself first. What that opens up is so much abundance of connection and worthiness and self-esteem. And for me, that evaded me for so long. And each day, as I let a little bit more love in, I can just feel myself getting lighter and lighter. And the world around me looks so much more different to me now, as I look from a place of self-love instead of self-loathing. And so I would really encourage all of you to examine the level of acceptance that you have for yourself. Really dig deep and admit the areas that you don't love. And then work out ways to be able to fully accept those parts of you. Because it's only in accepting them that you can change them and change your outlook and change the mirror that you're being for other people, and change the mirror that's being reflected back to you. Because whenever you look out from a place of love, that is what is looking right back at you too.